Welcome to part 1 of Engrammatic Eclipse. I'm very positive this is a continuance of an actual main story. The last couple of major events since Entropic Dichotomy were a lot about other sectors or doors, or even the beings beyond Margaret Sea or Earth, or like this Earth. It was a collab, okay, it was Steins collab. But I'm still not sure on this one. Sangoma is the new doll who arrived at the oasis, and we do know her from the Shell's story, Emerald Chase, I think it was, that she will be coming soon. Meaning she is also probably from Arcadia itself. By the way, there is a memory hub on the second side from the main story, and they are kinda intertwined, because I wanted to unlock the story first, but there was like memory hub in betweens. Not sure if that will be included in the main story or if it will be a side story to this event series. We will see in the end. And I think I already talked enough. Let's just go to the main story stage. Part 1. Meet the Violent, known in Steins. It is nice to meet you. Or long time no see. I think probably she knows us. Is that what it implies? Darkness erodes every corner. All senses are lost here, and time and space are stretched infinitely. At this moment, an energetic electronic sound sounded from a distance. Who are you? Is a human being, an angel, or God himself? The missing answer were also swallowed up by nothingness. How did I answer that time? That time? I'm getting goosebumps right now. I am? Huh? Number trace? Chapter 13? Oasis comes from. No matter how many times I try, the content of the memory fragments can only be read up to this point. What exactly did I forget before that battle in the others? Which battle in the others? Drop? The familiar ringtone pulls me away from the busyness of work. I rub my eyes and subconsciously glance at the clock aside. The time was exactly 8 PM, which was exactly the same as we agreed time. The bell rang again to urge me, in order not to keep the person on the other end of the communications waiting. I put down the instruments for reading memory fragments and quickly connected to the communicator. Nancy, good evening, Professor. This is a regular contact from the Asylum Seekers. The Lycée also came to the screen on time to communicate with you today. Lycée is like cute name for her, right? What about Professor? Can you hear me clearly? As usual, the person on the phone side of the screen is still full of energy today. Everything is normal, and there is no disorder in communication with other sectors yet. Yeah, okay, that's good. It seems that our communication will not be interrupted. By the way, also in Bonneville event, we do know that the boss of Arcadia wanna see us. Is Sangomia the boss or not? I really envy Bonneville and Syria. I think it's Shell, maybe? They can go to the oasis to meet the professor as representatives of the asylum. But I can only talk to the professor through the communicator. if you want to come to the oasis, I'm always welcome, right? Of course, I would also like to meet the professor, but after all, I still have a mission and can go to the oasis. The mission, let me guess, it is in the ascension sector, where prosthetics are developed. Eh? Elasia covered her mouth in surprise, then revealed a shy smile after reacting. I did not expect you to even investigate this. The professor is really evil. If you know, don't pretend to be stupid. Could it be that this is their team of your communication? I'm just guessing. But from this point of view, Arcadia seems not to be affected by the comprehensive entropy of Magora. In this case, there's still enough energy to take care of the other sectors. Or is it because those sectors are under the jurisdiction of the patrons? So your boss has to send out troops to support at this time. After all, it was the Elysium who opened the sandbox barrier for those sectors, right? Okay, we do have a lot of new names here. It feels like I missed something, but some urgent situation going on. Whoa, 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 whoa! The correspondent hid in a panic, covering his ears and closing his eyes in an attempt to escape from the topic. I hear nothing. Nothing I hear. What? What happened? Professor, it's better not to let me know about the things you are investigating, right? Alas, although I want to help the professor in my heart, these things were beyond the scope of authority after all. I also didn't want to get involved, so I quit an organization. What is an organization? The N organization is the most powerful organization among the patrons of the boss, and many important decisions are made with the participation of the N organization. Because our boss retreats to the background most of the time, they have become the manager of the Arcadia on the surface. In other words, if you want to get in touch with boss, you need to be prepared to deal with the N organization first. Well, the professor is really aggressive at this time. No wonder boss sent Sangoma to the others. Okay, so she's not the boss. Sangoma? I seem to have heard this name somewhere. Probably from Shell. Oh, I spilled the beans. Sangoma's trip to the others should have been keeping a secret from you. But since the professor is going to see her soon, it doesn't matter if she accidentally tells her, right? The lazy stuck out of her tongue, and her unrepentant eyes showed that the disclosure of this information was intentional. When I wanted to continue asking, her expression silently turned serious. Sangoma is one of the important figures in the N organization, and she is also a very difficult woman. Professor, you must be careful. Speaking of Sangoma, she does look very malicious with her appearance. Why do you say that? Huh? If I had not looked up accidentally, I would not have noticed the existence of a third party in this communicator. And here she is. Her appearance was silent as a ghost, triggering no alarms or sound. Seeing that I noticed her presence, the woman with long purple hair smiled. To prove that she has no ill intentions, she put down her weapons in her hand, leaned forwards, and made a silencing gesture towards me. Shh. A vaguely familiar fragrance came along with their movements. She opened her palms to me and showed her badge to indicate her identity and purpose. The look of the asylum seeker. Seeing that I understood, she smiled and nodded. She gives such a goosebumps vibe here, and extended her hand to signal me to continue communicating. Hey, Professor, what's wrong? Only then did I notice that she was in the communications blind spot. Just now, Russell was immersed in talking about Sangoma and did not notice anything unusual on my side. I am so confused right now with the names. Oh, Dressel? Then we have Dresia? Then we have... Sorry, I assume it's Delancey. Nothing, just choke a little. Where were we? Speaking of beware of Sangoma, Professor, you must remember this, and stay vigilant at all times. Although she smiles and talks easily on the surface, she actually has a strong desire to control and strictly manage many trivial matters. Professor, you must not be fooled by her appearance. The woman across the table held her chin in one hand and tapped the table lightly with the other hand, with an expression like, I'm listening, so you continue. What does she look like? Well, I really don't want to think about her appearance when chatting with the professor. Let me think about it. Long purple hair, black skirt, and holding a dangerous huge scythe. The purple-haired woman gently combed her hair around her temples as Delancey spoke, and then shook her side in her hand that reminded her of her bad memories. By the way, her breasts are too confusing. Boss also said that she causes immeasurable harm to young people. Like Delancey's, I don't even want to touch this topic, but someone actually beat Delancey. Right. Yes, it's obvious about the same size as me, but there's so little fabric. The woman who has very little fabric on her chest looked down in distress upon hearing this, and then mouthed something to me word for word. I listened to Delancey's descriptions while trying to identify. Ming, my chest bigger. Is this what you should care about? Professor, pay attention, I'm not kidding you. Okay, please continue. You just say that the Sangoma is dangerous, right? That's right, Sangoma is a very capable herbalist and one of the first humanoids to participate in the Cloud Atlas project. While her methods are tough, her whereabouts are mysterious. For Asylum, although almost everyone is aware of her existence, there are very few people who have actually communicated and cooperated with her directly. Okay, I have a slight hinge right now that there are a couple of... probably there's another translation team right now, and they did translate a couple of names differently. So the Asylum is probably... They mean something else with that, what we are mostly familiar. Not sure if this is true. And you are one of them. Because of this, I can clearly understand her essence. Oh? What is her essence? There's definitely something wrong here. Why is this with a small letter? Just throwing a little bit off, sorry. Do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. Wait, these voices, Sangoma? Ah, long time no see, Delancey. The purple-haired woman walked up to me and waved to the other side of the communication door with a smile. Thank you very much for introducing me, but it would be a bit rude to continue talking, right? I didn't expect you to arrive at the oasis so soon. I don't remember you being such a lax person. You have to tell me even if you violate the confidential regulations of asylum seekers. It seems that you really like him. Yeah, or not. I just accidentally revealed a little bit of my itinerary and brought out some of my personal thoughts. Although I know you have a strong desire to control, but you should not even control other people's little thoughts, right? The two sides refuse to give in each other's words, adding a touch of gunpowder to the already tense atmosphere. You really know how to take advantage of loopholes. It doesn't matter. We will have time to talk about this later. That's it for this routine communication. Now it is time for him and I. Remember to turn to your mission report early, Delancey. I would say she's very controlling. I see, Professor. Let's meet again next time. Before she finished speaking, the smiling Delancey suddenly disappears from the screen. Sangoma released the hang up button and looked back at me with a smile. It's not a good idea to hang up on me like this. The question I want to ask Delancey hasn't been answered yet, Miss Sangoma. Miss Sangoma? Is it really an unfamiliar title? Wait, what? Unfamiliar? The purple hair figure seemed to have remembered something, smiled slightly, and saluted me. First meeting. Just call me Sangoma. I know you have a lot of questions, but I came to oasis to answer them in person. Sangoma sat down next to me, unnaturally close, but not making me feel uncomfortable. That wonderful fragrance lingers around me again, as if it was trying to pull something dusty out of the ground. This scent, is it lilac? Huh? Oh, yes, it's lilac. Hearing my question, Sangoma was slightly dazed, and then took off the sachet from her waist with a lonely expression. I didn't expect you to still remember. It's been so long that I almost forgot what it tastes like. This aroma is very special. In addition to the floral aroma, there seems to be some herbal flavor. This is a herbal omelette I made myself. In order to make it have a soft fragrance, I added a little lilac to it. Doesn't it smell good? It smells really good, and moreover, it is very familiar. When have I ever smelled this and learned it was lilac? By the way, do you know the flower language of lilac? Seeing me shaking my head, Sangoma's expression becomes a little depressed. Really? You should have known this originally. Don't tell me we know you and we actually told you about the lilac's aroma language flower. Let's not talk about this anymore. Why did we just talk? I'm an old woman and my memories is not very good. Can you answer my question about Delancey? I remember. You used to have doubts about the actions of the asylum seeker, right? I guess she means guardians. That's right. I want to know why the Guardians were able to activate the sandbox barrier in the Ascension sector. As far as I know, that should be something only humans can do. And why do some identifiers have the signatures of patrons in the whitelists? Purifiers, I guess it's sanctifiers. Okay, there's probably new localization team. I just add my thoughts what they actually mean to the usual speech. What is your relationship with the sanctifiers and the Morning Star? That I have no idea what they mean with Morning Star. Or maybe it's just new words, I don't know. It seems that Evening Star has agreed to cooperate with you. No? We have more things to talk about. Evening Star. Don't tell me this is actually Eos and Oisphorus. She stood up slowly and walked to the cabinets beside her to rummage around. Is indeed here. Time was tight, and I didn't prepare this in tea set. Please, just make do with this. The purple hair figure put the tea leaves she carries into the cup and slowly poured hot water to soak them. For a while, the entire command room was filled with the aroma of tea. After skillfully walking up the tea, she served the tea in front of me with both hands. Please, this is my carefully prepared rock tea. Answer my question first, please. She wasn't annoying when I didn't take the cup. Just put the tea in front of me and sat down opposite me. Evening Star didn't tell you participate in the frontline battles, but ask you to do intelligence collective work. Since the Tower of Anti-Babel does not require additional troops, it seems that the battle line is stabilized. Can you tell me what exactly you negotiated? I know who she means. At the end of the entropic dichotomy, we did Hesperus? The one dude that opposed to Oisphorus. Probably that she means them. Sangoma held her own cup of tea, gently blew away the rising mist, and took a sip. Let me guess, Morning Star's current power could be dominant, but he is no hurry to advance the front, causing the situation of the Tower of Babel to fall into a dilemma between defense and offense. Dusk Star is confused and urgently needs to know Morning Star's next move, but he is unable to allocate his troops because of constraints. Therefore, he needs you, who are more mobile, to figure out the reasons for Morning Star betrayal. Okay, this is Oisphorus. So that he can speculate on Morning Star subsequent actions and formulate plans, tactics. Evening Star told you about Morning Star's special attitude towards the Protectors. It just so happened that you had recently planned to collect intelligence from the Protector's side, so you agreed. Why did they change localization team? Oh my god, this feels like I read different game. For you, it doesn't matter, even if the two are not related. If you can find the details of the Protectors, I guess it's Sanctifiers, you will have achieved your goal. So, is my guess accurate? It's expected someone from the N organization. I'm starting to wonder whether this is your guess or whether it was something you saw with your own eyes. Just Google about the Greek mythology if you wonder where the names even came from. So Eosphoros, or Oisphorus as I call him, is the Morning Star, and Evening Star is the other guy, the Hesperus. However, judging from your familiarity with oasis and sanctifiers, I guess, I can also believe that Sanctuary and Morning Star or oasis are connected. Sanctuary. Who are Sanctuary? We will find it out. I stood up, walked from Sangoma to the sand table in the center of the command room, and projected several sectors of the virtual map where the Elysium Seekers had left their footprints. I'm not sure, maybe there's even another word for entropics. The oasis allows your protectors to intervene in other sectors and open the sandbox barrier to protect you as evil spirits from the influence of the Hesperus. Just like it did to you, exiles, isn't it? But the difference is that Oasis did not attack Arcadia. It is because you have something in your hands that he is afraid of? Price-worthy reasoning. Exactly what you said. I turned off the virtual map and glanced over the window. So, how are Asylum Seekers chosen? Like the exiles, enemies of the Oasis. Asylum Seekers! Okay. I guess they are guardians. The people from... Okay, Asylum Seekers are guardians. Okay, we're going on the track, okay? We do it. We do it. Or satisfy Oasis' desire for Arcadia. I stared at Sangoma, waiting for her reply. She moved slowly, took a sip of the tea in the cup. Arcadia did choose to partner with Oasis. Blank. Before she finished speaking, a short knife broke through the window, grazed Sangoma's cheeks, and was nailed to the wall. The next moment, a pink shadow entered through the window, and the long flaming knife cut through the air and stopped in front of Sangoma's throat. I'm guessing this is Persicalia. But that was before Magracy's full entropy. Oh, Persicalia. Protect. You must be very tired after standing outside for so long. Come, sit down and have a rest. I can help you get another cup of tea. Sangoma looked calm. She pushed away the long knife and soaked it again to make tea, as if what happened just now has never happened. Where did you discover Persicaria? You guys worked well together, and she did it well. I just think you will do this because of my understanding of you. Relax, I'm here to help you. Otherwise, I would not have to come to the oasis alone and appeared in front of you so generously. You did not just appear, you sneaked in. Help? Are you referring to seeking cooperations from the standpoint of a patron? At last for now. As for what happened next, it depends on your answer. Professor. Put away your weapon first. The Sicilian eyes changed glances, signaling her to be on guard. Eye contact. So good. I really envy it. Basically ignored Sangoma's words. After withdrawing the weapon, she still maintained a vigilant posture with the sword down. In this special period, as a third force, I suddenly appear like this. So, it is natural for you to be wary. However, I still hope to gain your trust for further cooperations. She changed her previous relaxed expression when talking and laughing and her expression became serious. Your memory data uploading to the cloud server starts from the battle when the oasis was attacked by the centauressie, right? After that, in order to obtain calculations, you successfully went to Rosum, Cyclopus, and other sectors. Why do you know this? Of course, it's because I have been paying attention to you. Don't you want to know what happened between the time you uploaded to the clouds and the oasis battle defense? Is the answer I seek from you related to this memory? It should be said that it is a prerequisite for getting an answer. Persicalia, could you please step aside from this matter? I just wanted to talk to him alone. To ensure safety, you can take my thigh away. This should put your mind at ease, right? Seeing Persicalia's hesitation, Sangoma comes to my side and smiles evilly. Don't worry. I won't do anything extraordinary. I'm just occupying it for a little while and will returning him to you when it's over. If you don't know how to leave breathing room, you will easily be disliked by the other party. This time, you must not eavesdrop outside the door again, okay? She does give a villain vibe. Huh? This guy's face suddenly turns red, and she subconsciously clenches her weapon. Professor, do you think she's credible? Oh, I don't know. She's not very credible, to be honest. Huh? What a cruel answer. However, whether true or false, what she said is worth hearing. Okay, if there's any danger, I will be there as soon as possible. Yes, that's right. Just give us some space to be alone. Persicalia took a deep breath and turned away, stopping when she passes Sangoma. Miss Sangoma, before I leave, may I ask you a question? Oh? Have you met somewhere before today? Don't give me those time loops situations. Persicalia asked the same question that had troubled me for a long time. My mind judged Sangoma as an existence belonging of other forces, but my body never became wary of the person in front of me. This vague familiarity has been bothering me since we met, making me doubt her true identity. Whether it is for humans or humanoids, memory is an ambiguous and fuzzy existence. In my memory, today should be our first meeting. Did you make me for someone else? Yeah. Persicalia did not dwell on it, but from Sangoma's hesitations, we already have got the answer we want to know. The door closed in front of both of us. The huge command room became quiet, with only the sounds of breathing and instruments remaining. I really miss it. How long has it been since I was alone with you like this? I don't know, you just told us that it's our first meeting. Her eyes gently scanned every corner of the commands room and finally landed on me. But you don't remember it now, right? Do you have any clues about my missing memory? You are still as impatient as before. Sangoma sighed and came straight to me. She reached out and touched my forehead lightly, a worried look on her face. Look at you. There are a lot of more wrinkles on your eyebrows. Have you stayed up late and worked hard again during this time? You always hold yourself tight. Even if you are working hard for everyone, you must also prioritize your own health. That inexplicable feeling of familiarity resurfaced. Sangoma behaves naturally, as if everything she is doing is natural. Seeing that I didn't respond, Sangoma signed and took out a memory fragment from somewhere. This is the missing part of your memory fragment. As agreed, I brought it to you. So, my god, there's so many questions. Why does she even have the memory fragment? And by the way, oh my god. Oh my god, did we get answer about the real professor? Because before we got uploaded, the real professor went missing. Oh my god, this is probably a very revealing chapter. And sadly, another localization team did voice this chapter, or like localized it. Okay. She walked to the table and picked up the memory fragment I had read before. The fragment merges into one, and the whole mirror reflects my face. The fragment emitted light, and stage memories slowly flowed backwards, gradually filling the missing blank space in my mind. Countless images flashed through my mind. I wanted to see them clearly, but I could not get rid of the blue that shrouded these memories. Look, I didn't lie to you, right? Why is this fragment of the memory here with you? This is a long story with countless efforts behind it. After trying for so long, we finally see hope, so I bring it to you, also to express my sincerity in cooperation. Sangoma handed the fragment into my hands and extended her index finger to stop me from asking any more questions. You are seeking answer to many questions, and the answer will not be solved until the pieces of the puzzle are put together. Before that, let me accompany you to find those lost parts. Oh my god! This is so exciting right now. It's literally what happened before, and we probably find some information about the actual professor. Matter of the past. Long, long ago, there was a vast ocean on the other side of my memories. You really don't need my help? Sangoma held her chin behind her back and watched me analyze the data, with a hint of coquettishness in her concerned tone. I thought I finally had a chance to chat with you alone, but you left me alone to operate the machine. Do you think it's because I'm older and not as useful as a machine? I'm crying. No. I'm just analyzing the fragments. You should be able to tell that too, right? Although the fragments you brought matches the fragments data I hold, it still cannot be read. I colored up the memories in the fragments and projected them into the void for playback. The image in my memories is as fried as I described it. The tone low definition picture and the out-of-sync audio tracks are disordered and combined, making it look like an old B-level horror film. Judging from the current situation, it seems to be caused by some powerful external forces. What kind of impact would cause the memory fragments to become like this? Oh, he did not do this. I have no such bad taste in destroying other people's memories. I believe what you say. This memory defect is clearly not a trace of human infliction. No, I can calling NX database to analyze and repair this part of the damage, trying to find relevant clues. Why don't you just ask me about such a trivial matter directly? There's no need to waste time by going around in circles, right? People's memory and narratives are always vague and biased. Besides, you probably also want to see the facts recorded in the fragments, right? The figure sitting on the sofa looked at me approvingly. She clapped her hands and came to me with a smile. I haven't seen you for a while, and you have already become more presentable. But sometimes it is precisely because of this ambiguity that we can better piece together the truth. As if in response to Sangomia's words, the search and calculation results prompt sounded. Did not find a fix? Sure enough, human memories cannot be processed like those of humanoids. I guess by humanoids it means dolls. Professor, my results are also out. I'm sorry, because the damage is too severe, we cannot send you through the fragments into the past memory as before. Really? I understand. But as far as I know, there are other ways to repair memory data. Maybe I can try it again. Although I cannot bear to continue to attack you, but the methods of repairing doll's memory is not suitable for human beings. I know a doll who tried hard for a long time to restore human memory, but ultimately failed. Basically, since you are an expert in artificial intelligence, you should be very clear about the difference between the two. Facing Sangomir's ruthless words, Persicalia is dropped. Indeed, the dolls perform the process of information storage for the events it has experienced, while humans perform memory. For humans, their memories tend to be more holistic and related to each other. Yes, rather than trying to repair data, perhaps it would be more effective to start from the process of human memory. As if inspired by something, Persica's fingertips jumped quickly at the keyboard, and she quickly organized her thoughts. Professor, I rummaged through the information and found a method that might work. As Miss Sangoma said, human memory is different from their dolls, and is inherently related. Therefore, when damaged, it will be more serious than their dolls, and it can be more difficult to repair. However, we may also be able to exploit this in reverse. We can arrange you to have the conversation with relevant dolls to simulate the memory area in your brain and see if we can awaken the part of your missing memory related to that dolls. After awakening, the memory fragments of different dolls are pieced together and compared to try to restore the missing parts. Although this is just my speculation based on the available information, I will immediately start verifying it and try other solutions if it doesn't work. You can come up with new methods in such a short period of time. It seems that you have completely inherited the brain science talent of Dr. Persicaria. Sango flipped through the information Persicaria had found with a great interest. Persicaria was slightly startled when she hears the long-lost familiar name, but her expression soon became firm. Thank you, Miss Sangoma, but although I look similar, I'm not a replica of the doctor. I think both the professor and Dr. Persicaria herself should think so. Persicaria looked at me, and I smiled in recognition. You are not any near as the doctor. Ah, sorry. It seems I was rude. I will keep this in mind. Time is urgent, so proceed according to Persicalia's plan. Persicalia, can I leave the task of contacting and arranging other doors to you? Okay, I will contact everyone right now. If you need anything else, Professor, please, feel free to contact me at any time. The communicator was cut off, and the screen's dim light shone on Sangoma's face. You know Persicalia well? Cannot say I know her well. I just hear something from hearsay. In fact, she's even better than I thought. Just like now. I just mentioned it casually, but I did not expect to find a weight so quick. Both you and her figures around, we have grown a lot. After realizing this, it makes people feel a little lonely. And probably also old. Just then, I did not know how to respond. Sangoma quickly returned to her usual expression, as if the lonely expression just now was just an illusion. Since Persicalia has worked so hard, we cannot be idle and try the method, she said. You mean? Of course. Let me tell you a story from the past. Although I don't know everything about your past, I'm confident that I can use it as a wedge to bring you into memories. That was your plan from the beginning, right? Oh, I have been preparing for this for a long time. Still, with a smile on her face, she extended an invitation to me. Looking at her face, that vague sense of familiarity emerges again. I subconsciously reach out my hand. With the touch of my palms, peace and reassurance are conveyed along with the warmth. As promised, I will do my best to help you complete this imperfect story. First step into mystery. Part 3. The curtain rises of all that is unknown. The digitalization of consciousness is completed. Connecting to Magra's cloud server. Magra says. Consciousness upload successful. Oh, by the way, the date here. Yeah. It is probably important. The process of uploading stretches consciousness infinitely. I seems to be falling into an endless abyss and floating in a dark ocean. Has not the sensory system started yet? No sound was made, and naturally no one answered. After an unknown amount of time, a cold electronic sound came from the silence. Who are you? Huh? The words were not spoken, but they were responded to naturally. Is it someone's inquiry, or is it a consciousness born in the darkness? Or am I talking to myself? Yes, and you. Are you born in this world a human being, an angel, or God himself? Self-awareness is lost among with the senses. I tried my best to grasp the answer from my memory, but looking back at the past, I felt that the other person was not looking for such a rigid answer. How should we define human and gods? The difficult question to choose. I am God? I don't know, it's a difficult question to choose. There's a saying that God is created by fate. As if he did not expect my words, his voice fell into a brief silence. In other words, God could be anyone. It should be said that everyone can become a god, although this is just my narrow point of view. The space returned to silence again, but for some reason, I could feel that the other person seemed satisfied with my answer. Is this the professor? The feeling in the arm gradually returned. I wanted to reach out and touch that voice, but was dodged by the other party. This is not the time to get to know me. Your sensory system is not fully activated yet, and contact with me now will cause many unnecessary problems. This is the professor. I think it's the actual professor. Question. That means? Shh, keep quiet. There are insects coming this way. Although my vision has not yet recovered, I still subconsciously want to look towards the source of the sound. Mechanical sound. Purified number PGU arrives at the place where the abnormal sight occurred. Agent activity found. Identity recognition in progress. Identified as... It suddenly jammed, and the original natural human voice was replaced by noisy electronic sound, which kept repeating strangely. Recognize as. Recognize as. Don't become. Arrow cannot be recognized. Arrow cannot be recognized. This is? What is going on? Mechanical warning sound approaches from all directions. Although it could not understand the meaning of those unfamiliar words, the current situation left no room for me to learn and defend myself. Careful. I felt my body being violated, pushed away. The next second, explosion and gunshots followed their heat and landed not far from me. Watch out for its countdown attack. You wait here for a while. I will clear up the troubles and come back. My body seemed to be wrapped into something soft, and was gradually pushed away from danger. Before I could answer, the owner of the voice left along with the mechanical sound just now. As my hearing gradually recovers, I vaguely hear the collision of gunfire and metal. But when I want to know more, the accumulated figure emerged again, pushing my consciousness back into the darkness. Oh god, this is definitely the professor. Before I was conscious, my lungs recognized the world before my eyes. Nose undulations, the sweetness that would not exist in a world full of smoke, flows into the body little by little with the breath. The hum of electricity and the faint hum of insects. It passes through the body conceived by consciousness and jumped out of sight. I felt this unprecedented expression and looked forward to the light appearing again. Huh? Is it our entropic friend? I don't know how long it took, but the soft touch from underneath me woke me up. I struggled to open my eyes. Light squeezed through the gaps and gradually restoring the appearance of the world. Oh, That's soft. Hello. Oh, you're awake. Good morning. It's not Hair who was before, right? It was really dangerous just now, but luckily I arrived time to repel those centifiers. How about it? Have you ever felt anything unusual? If you feel uncomfortable, tell me earlier. Unexpectedly, after arriving in this data world, the first thing I saw was not the scenery in the cloud, but this strange woman. Lying on her lap, my field of vision was almost completely occupied by hair, and I could not even see the sky above the clouds. Hey, didn't you hear that? Could it be that there's something wrong with the hearing system? I'm fine. Oh, that's good. Wait a moment. We're still undergoing physical examination, and you will be able to move in a while. Just like this for a while, it's better to get up first. We are staying strong, we're getting up. I struggled to get up, but she pushed me back. Don't worry yet. It would be terrible if there are any problems that go undiscovered. Just be obedient, okay? Although she looks weak, she's much stronger than me. With her slightly tough insistence, I had no choice but to lie on her lap. The soft and warm touch and the special fragrance made me feel at ease in a strange world. The inscription is completed. All functions are functioning normally, and there are no wounds. You are in luck. Although she said this, she did not let me get up, but laid down and looked at me. The white had blocked the light source, causing a sense of operation. You must be human, right? This would be dangerous for humans. What are you here for? Okay, this is probably our actual first meeting. Although the tone was gentle, I could detect the temptation and the threat hidden in this sentence. My mind recalled Dr. Pesicaria's word when she uploaded me into the cloud. Oh, this is like the very first sentences. I can no longer contact you after entering the cloud, so please keep your mission in mind. Find a way to connect with reality and bring back my friends, the professor, and their dolls trapped in the cloud. Also for your and my safety, remember to keep your identity as a secret and don't reveal it to anyone. It may be a long journey, but I'm sure you can save them. Well, good luck, Professor. Claim to be an ordinarily intelligent agent. As the other person, claim to be an ordinary intelligent agent. I'm just an ordinary intelligent agent, not a human being. I don't like children who lie. Your mental structure is completely different from that an intelligent body or a doll. I will give you another chance to answer it well, okay? Nice background, by the way. I think this is like one of the new one. Your appearance and conversations are close to a real human from an ordinary intelligent agent. In any case, going around in circles, it does not seem like a good option. I'm the person in charge of Project NeuroCloud. You can call me the Professor. Oh. The person in front of you narrowed her eyes, but her expression quickly turned into a smile. That's great. I'm the doll participating in the Project NeuroCloud. I thought I had been abandoned by humans. but I did not expect to see you again. Well, I'm here to help you and find a way to bring you back to reality. In this case, I will protect you from now on, provided that you are telling the truth. She deliberately emphasized the second half of her sentence, then bowed and introduced herself to me. It is my turn to introduce myself. When we first meet, I was an ULTMR doll Sangoma, just an ordinary herbalist affiliated with Ultimate Life. Professor is a bit hard to pronounce. We'll just call you by your name, whatever your name chose. Good then. This atmosphere of lies makes me feel a little embarrassed. I cleared my throat and changed the subject. Having that said, the area is deserted, and it doesn't look like there's any medical herbs. Why is a herbalist like you here? Just happened to pass by and noticed that there were many centauresses gathered here, so I came over to take a look at the situation out of curiosity. Centauresses? I thought of a mechanical sound, and here when my senses had not fully recovered. And it seems that this word was also mentioned. Word. Verify number PGU arrived at the place where the abnormal signal occurred. Aging activity found. Identify recognition in progress. Identified as. Suddenly jammed that the ordinarily natural human voice was replaced by noisy electric sound, which kept repeating strangely. Recognize as. Recognize as. Don't become. Error cannot be recognized. Error cannot be recognized. A regular agent, I guess. That mechanical sound I just hear. Is it the centauressie? Hey, don't you even know the centauresses? That's a lack of knowledge about the cloud. This is terrible. But it doesn't matter. I will teach you step by step. I'm very good at teaching people. Sangoma came closer to me and pointed at my chest. Centauresses is antivirus software in the cloud. Now your identity does not belong to any sector in the cloud, so they will identify you as a virus attacking. Those guys usually have a white mechanical appearance and are easy to identify. Remember to walk around them when you encounter them. Is it because of me that so many centauresses appeared here just now? Yes, after all, you suddenly appeared in the neurocloud sector with such a big commotion. The leader of the centauresses should take action. Is this a neurocloud sector? Why is it different from what I remember? Sangoma shook her head slowly and stretched out her finger to somewhere not far away. No, it's not. In order to avoid the centauresses attack, we have already moved away from the neurocloud sector. That's it? Sangoma, I have something to ask you. Can you take me back to the neurocloud sector? Do you still want to go back even though you just narrowly escaped death there? I believe you will protect me, right? Really? If you say that, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, judging from the time, those centauresses should have left as well. She smiled, summoned a giant scythe, and held in her behind. You want to hide behind me? Part 4, Crisis encroaches. Before I am the professor, I'm still me. Professor, are we here? This is the neural cloud sector. The scene in front of me was very different from what I had imagined before. Where are we? We know there's a lot of, by the way, on the Collab Event, there's a lot of chaotic space around neural cloud sector. And probably this is what they call dark zone we are right now. We're not in the null zone. Not sure how they call it. The center of view, yeah. Nothingness. No, nothingness is not an appropriate description. Except for an old and almost abandoned facility, only some redundant electronics flickered back and forth, wandering in a pale and endless mirage. They touch each other, squeeze, pull away, and finally stagnate in the surrounding ruins, waiting for time to peel them off again. The cycle goes back and forth, and reconstruction continues. As I know you want to connect informations, but as you can see, there's nothing left here after the zeroing incident. Apart from the uploaded device you just used, there are only ruins of data that cannot be analyzed. Even the upload device. If I had not found you inside, I would have thought it was scrapped and rust along with the disaster. It must be that the mastermind behind the wipe-off incident roughly deleted the neural cloud sector. No wonder it is said that the neural cloud sector has disappeared. I patted my cheeks and whispered to myself, trying to regain my composure. No, this is not the time to give up hope. Of course, devices that activate the channel, there may be one or two left that can be used. There are also those hidden back end entrances. Even if most of them are erased, it doesn't matter. As long as there's data left, there's hope to recovery. Sangoma on the side sighed. She picked up the giant side, because there's too many sides. Look at the ruins in front of her again. Okay, I'm going to eliminate the danger around me first. You just stay there and don't move. She used the shadows of the ruins to cover her figure, walking back and forth and depleting into it. Only then did I notice there was a centauressie opposite the shadow. It obviously did not notice the approach of the purple-haired doll, and still persuaded it its duties on the establishment's patrol road. It wasn't until Sangoma suddenly appears in front of it that it has raised its gun and treated it according to the order. Warning, discover. Shh, be quiet. Under the fierce blow of Sangoma's giant thigh, the centauressie instantly lost his mobility. While it was down and confused, the purple-haired doll stretched out a candle to connect to the opponent's core, and after some operations, she stood up leisurely. The moment she turned around, the original centauressie suddenly resumed work and raised the ordinary hanging muzzle towards her again. Be careful! Just when I pushed to protect Sangoma, it lowers its muzzle again, and after repeating the back and forth several times, it finally chose to turn around and leave, leaving the purple-haired doll looking at me teasingly. I never thought you would stand up for me. What did you do to that centauressie? To put it simply, some memory data in its core is deleted. It used some small means to delete the cognitive content about you and me, and simulate physical defects to prevent it from continuing to read and write that module. Also, she can delete memories. This is very convenient of a horrible doll. Why does she have this ability even? And on top of that, we probably know that she deleted Professor's memory from our first meeting, like this one. In this way, even if I recognize our existence, it will get stuck at the step of thinking about our identity and fall back to the step of cognitive recognition. Using the human memory analogy, it is similar to a permanent cognitive impairment. Well, that's pretty much the principle. However, the lower synthesizer will perform system self-checks and format's regularity, so the streak won't last long. So let's do it as soon as possible. She did not explain anymore and picked up the giant scythe to guard the surroundings. If you want to look for it, just look for it. While you are searching, I will guard against the remaining centauresses to prevent you from being attacked again. Thank you for your help. Sangoma, what happened during the wipe-out incident? The person involved fell silent. She closed her eyes. Seems to be lost in the distant memories. During the upload process, we were disturbed by sudden data turbulence. I thought it was just a network fluctuation, but no one expected that at the end of the storm was a bottomless black hole. The hungry hole spread rapidly, chewing and eating anything around it. The system is full of unknown errors reports. We are overwhelmed by the data storm and cannot take a closer look. We can only go towards the void uncontrollably. Even though it's been so long, I still felt the bitterness in this narrative. Annihilates and swallowed everything. We are forced into a desperate situation with nowhere to escape. If Antonida has not activated the mental cocoon program to send everyone out, I would have been as dead as those ruins, right? The purple hair doll stretched, trying to put those bad memories behind her. Antonina, I have an impression of this name. That is a very hard-working kid. You will definitely have the opportunity to get to know each other in the future. But after all, it was a mental cocoon program that was launched in a hurry. Although everyone escaped, they fell asleep in various places in the cloud and only woke up after one another not long ago. Oh? Have you stopped searching? I did not answer immediately. I just sat next to the Sangoma and looked at the ruins in front of me with her. All data has been erased. Nothing remains. Yeah, that's a shame. Hey. Sangoma next to me silently extended her strength and grabbed me the corners of my claws to make me lie down on my back like her. Hey, what are you doing all of a sudden? Oh, okay, back to it? Back again? It really is pushing this. I turned my head and was about to question the prisoner, but the evil smiling side face suddenly came closer, causing our breath to become entangled. Then she reached out and touched my forehead. You see, you have more wrinkles when you keep thinking nervously. Relax a little. By the way, have you not seen the sky here since you came to the cloud? I turned to look. There is no fear of collapsing particle clouds or the obscurant of gunfire and gunfire. The disorder data are intertwined and superimposed. piecing together a deep, mysterious, and lonely scene. It's really special. Right, in real life, when I'm out collecting herbs, I look up at the sky like this. Sangoma, are you trying to comfort me? Just take a break. An old model like mine cannot operate for a long time. So please, be considerate of me. Seeing that my expression softened a little, Sangoma turned her gaze to the sky again. What are you going to do next? The neurocloud sector no longer exists, and a new stronghold must be found. There is too little information at hand now, and it is too dangerous to act rashly. I will wait until the stronghold is stable before looking for the dolls scattered around, and settle them temporarily before making any plans. The new stronghold? Does it mean the private sector, used to stop personal research results and information? Yes, that sector will become an oasis. According to the place we made before, I will transfer all the authority of the professor to you. This way you have the command of the dolls. Also has enough authority to activate the oasis at the base to protect those dolls. By the way, the one in the cloud, Persicaria, she will help you there. That being said, we still don't know where the doll's name Persicaria is. Oasis. Sound very good. Sangoma, can you take me there? Oh, did you forget the coordinates of the sector? That's not true. I'm just not familiar with the cloud, so it's better for you to lead the way. Okay, I can lead the way. But when the time comes to activate the sector, you still need your permissions. Seeing Sangoma stand up, I also stood up and brushed out the dust of my clothes that I did not know existed. By the way, although this is a bit of a sudden to ask, Sangoma, do you have a gun on you? Can you lend me some? Yes, there is. She reached under her skirt, unhooked the gun from her leg ring, and handed it to me. What do you want a gun for? Self-defense. If you encounter the centauressie again on the way to the private sector, you will be in trouble with your bare hands like before. Ah, you obviously have me by your side. I cannot always be protected by you. It would be better if I had a way to protect myself. I am willing to protect you until the end. But since it is your request, then okay. By the way, speaking of that, I have something for you too. The purple-haired doll took out a soft yellow cloth bag from somewhere and handed it to me. It is exquisite and unique, exuding the same fragrance as Sangoma, elegant and quiet. This is a sedge I made myself. Just take it with you as a talisman. The scent is lilac. The name is mine. Sangoma showed me the same cloth bag hidden at her waist. It can ward off evil spirits, avoid disasters, and block bad luck. In addition, it also has special function, so keep it well and don't lose it. Sangoma pushed the sachet to me with anticipation, not giving me any room to refuse. Okay then, I will accept it. What a good and obedient boy. Then, let's set off. Follow me closely. We have walked about a third of the way. Do you want to take a break? Not used for the time being. I didn't expect the oasis to be so far away. Fortunately, the trip went smoothly, and I did not encounter many centauresses along the way. After all, I am the one leading the way. Hey, what's wrong? Over there is... Sensing my gaze, Sangoma also looked in the distance along my line of sight. Is there anything there? It's hard to describe, but there's always a familiar feeling. It sounds quite mysterious. Wait a moment. I'm going to investigate that direction. I will go with you. Sangoma showed a somewhat surprised expression. In fact, it was difficult for me to understand this sudden intuition. But past experience of the battlefield has taught me that trusting your instincts always works. Just as I was thinking and moving towards my intuition, Sangoma suddenly drew out her giant side and protected me behind her. Be careful, there's a signal from the centauressie in that direction approaching here. Huh? Although I heard nothing, out of trust in Sangoma, I took off my gun and quietly opened the safety guard to alert the surroundings area. After the moment of silence, the purple-haired doll retracted its weapon. It doesn't matter. They're not here for us. The place where they fought 100 meters away from us. As long as we are more careful and avoid it, we will not get into trouble. So you were aware of the centauresses. My intuition is pretty accurate. Sangoma, let's go over and have a look. Oh? The purple-haired doll put the giant side behind her and looked at me with a half smile. As far as I know, the person in charge of Project Nero Cloud is not a noisy guy. If you were here, you should think about the pros and cons from a broader perspective, and don't take the heart to yourself at that time. I did not answer. I just picked up the gun and moved forward without saying a word. Seeing that the persuasion was fruitless, Sangoma stuck out her tongue, put away her sickle, and followed me. Mechanical warnings and artillery sounds came from not far away. The purple-haired doll took the lead and pulled me into the shadows to observe the battle. That's not good in the two human... What is not good is that the two dolls' figures have been completely surrounded. With their current weapons and calculations, I'm afraid they won't be able to resign for longer. Okay, we probably meet someone we know. In addition, the support firepower of the centauresses has arrived. The situation is very dangerous, and it is definitely not something you can handle, right? Just as she said, a large number of centauresses were constantly attacking the two. Yeah, we found... Oh my god, we found Sol and Persica. Although the orange-haired dolls tried their best to resist, any resistance was in vain in the face of this overpowering power gap. But what interests me more is the pink-haired figure behind her. It is very similar to the figure I know well, but has a completely different temperament. Persicaria! By the way, there's Persicaria in the clouds. She will be there to help you. Although she is a doll's creature based on me, Her personality is completely different from mine. Please cooperate with her. Perhaps the things she knows can help you explore the truth. I look at the pink-haired doll. Even though they were a bit far away, I could still vaguely hear their conversation. Those guys are so annoying. Basically, are you okay? How much calculations is left to fight? I made the wrong decision again. Basically, Saul, it is my honor to be able to fight by your side. With you so far. My expression was extremely determined. I will use the reigniting calculation power to self-destruction to delay time. You can seize the opportunity to live here in the chaos. The blue light, representing calculations, has begun to gather in the hands of the pink-haired doll. At the same time, her body is gradually becoming transparent. What nonsense are you talking about? But this is the only feasible way right now. If this continues, both of us will die here. Protect everyone. When you go back, Saul. As your guide, you must be able to find the person who can truly lead everyone. Leak? Almost before I even thought about it, my body started to move. Hello, what are you up to? Fight and help them both. Fighting? Use the pistol I gave you and the 30 bullets in it? Sangoma grabbed my claws and tried to stop me. Don't go and die, Professor. That's not what you should do. Yes, you're right. This has nothing to do with the Professor. This is what the I who makes the choice should do. Sangoma stopped blocking me, and I didn't say anything. I just picked up my gun and ran towards the two of them. What a chapter start. So it is not continuance of the main story, but it is actually going back to the time before we became the Professor. It is exciting to figure it out. I was like waiting for 2 years for this one. So great. Not sure how I do with the memory hub thingy, but yes, I think this is the end of the episode 1 or part 1. I thank you very much for watching and listening. Wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in part 2. I'm pretty happy that we got this chapter. I'm not that much happy about the localization. Well, I do my best to localize everything that we know of. Well, take care.